Alright, this is a Germanium fuzz face comparison. These are all like higher end fuzz faces, even though this is like $500 and this can be like $140. Um, as far as like build quality and parts that go into it and how they sound, yeah, these are higher end fuzz faces, like a step up from full tone 69s or like a run and cuff 60s. But, so yeah, this has RCA 2N404s in it. This has New Market NKT 275 red dots in it. And then this has some Russian GT402Bs, I think is what those are in here. It's funny because all these have the bias set at about 6. And everywhere you read and every time anyone talks about it, the ideal, Q2 collector voltage is supposed to be 4.5 volts. But this one sounds best to me at 5.9 volts. That's where it's at with the bias. This one, where it's marked with a marker on the trim pot in there, like from Analog Man, it's at 6 volts. And then this one, where I like how it sounds, is at 6.3 volts. When the bias is turned all the way down on this, it's at like 4.2 volts. But, so, fun fact about fuzz faces. Also, everywhere that you read it, it'll say that the Q1 collector voltage is supposed to be 0.5 volts. This one I think is at 8.8 or 0.9 volts. And like this, Mark 1.5 tone bender, the Q1 collector voltage is like 0.9 volts. Yeah, you can't believe everything you read, I suppose. But, I mean, everything's different. All the transistors are different and shit. So that's my spiel. I'm playing a Strat HSS into a Supro 1675 RT. Yeah, here's the fuzz faces. Yeah, they're all killer sounding. When you play chords, it's kind of hard to hear the differences. If I used the camera mic, they would all sound like the same when you just play chords because it's a fat, thick wall of sound. But so guitar volume roll off and then single notes is where you can really hear the differences in these things. I'm going to switch to the single coil and neck and play more single note stuff and then just kind of fuck with the guitar's volume, starting with this bad pixel. Volume roll off. Same guitar volume. So this one cleans up the best with your guitar's volume. This one's in second place. I mean, this is at least what I'm hearing. And then this one, it still cleans up awesome. It just not as much as like this thing is like fucking crystal clear, man. And then as far as output goes, this one you get a decent low bump. With my setup, Unity is like right there. This one has even more volume than this. The resistor that changes the output on this is like it's 1.15K. But so this has the most volume. This is a little bit past Unity with the volume turned all the way up. Back to the humbucker and the bridge. I'm just gonna fuck with guitar volume roll off and switch between them. Alright, I'm going to show how it sounds with the camera mic now. Side note, personally I think that this is the prettiest of all three of these. The inside of the thing is fucking gorgeous, and then that fat ass 2.2 UF input cap is just, I don't know, it's awesome. But here's the camera mic. Yeah, those are the Fuzz faces.